Yo, what is going on, everyone? It's GentooMan here, also known as Rainy, and I am back to making a video on my old mic because I'm trying to fix my computer at the moment, so that's nice. I'm not going to waste a lot of time on making an intro, so I'm just going to hop right into it. This story time takes place a good couple years ago and takes place one snowy evening. So as some of you may know from some of my other videos, if you've been around for a while, I was raised in the Mormon church, and I'm just going to open this video by saying, yes, this is kind of a story about that, but it's not trying to slander that or anything. I'm no longer a part of that faith, but I know a lot of people who are, and I respect that. And if you are and you're watching this, that's totally cool. I have no issues with that or that faith at all. It isn't for me, so I'm not part of it. This story time does take place in that period of time where, you know, it was like a big aspect of my life. I was still figuring myself out. And for those of you who don't know, for Mormon, like, teenagers, they host these, like, dances. I don't remember how old you have to be. I think you have to be, like, 14 before you can go to them. And, like, between, like, 14 and 18 or something like that, you can go to them. So these were a thing that, like, people would go to. And you know what? They were never really my thing. I went to one with some of my friends. I mean, I went to a couple over the course of my teenage years, but I went to one, like, kind of expecting to have fun with my friends, like the first one I ever went to, and I didn't really enjoy it. It's not really my thing. It's the same way, like, clubbing's not really my thing. Not this is like clubbing or anything like that, but it's just not my thing, right? But my friend, who we're gonna call Derek, he was big into them. It was his thing, you know. He really liked going every time there was a dance. It was usually like every month. He'd want to go, and oftentimes he'd go. Sometimes he'd get a group of us together to go with him. Sometimes we'd go, sometimes we wouldn't, but he'd, like, always go. Like, he really liked them. So this one day, as I said, it was a really snowy day, and I was hanging out with Derek for a good amount of the day, and we were kind of just, like, hanging out, and it was really snowy, and it wasn't all that great, and, like, the dances were held, like, pretty far from where our houses are. So we were like, well, at least my mom told us, like, driving up there might not be the best idea. It's kind of crappy outside. Like, do you guys, like, actually want to go? And see, I didn't really want to go. But Derek did. He really wanted to go. So as a good friend, I went with him. We drive through the snow. It wasn't even all that bad. It's just a long drive. And we get there. And we get into the function. And now this was, like, Derek's era where he was, like, girl crazy. And I do mean, like, girl crazy, dude. And I mean, like, gotta give props to the guy. He had the confidence for it. Like, he was going up to people, asking people to dance. Like, he had nothing holding him back, man. He had the confidence for it, and I respect that. So, you know, as good as that is, though, he kind of, like, runs off and does his thing, and I'm just kind of, like, existing there, you know, making frequent rounds at the concession table, stuff like that. And at this point, like, I'm starting to get bored. I've had, like, 5 chocolate chip cookies. I've had a lot of soda, because they don't serve anything above soda, and I guess that makes sense, even if it wasn't a Mormon thing, because we were kids at the time. But, like, I'm starting to get bored, and I'm not doing a whole lot, so I'm just standing around. So I start looking around. I start scanning the area, right? And eventually I see this girl who's kind of doing the same thing as me, kind of, like, standing around and just not doing a whole lot. So I muster up, like, all the confidence that I have, because in this time, guys, I was not, like, smooth with, like, just people in general. I was not good with women and girls. I was not, and I wasn't even, like, good with people. I still am not good with people. I'm so happy that I'm in a relationship because I don't have to, like, try and meet girls. Dude, that I'd be so bad at it. But anyways, I go up to this girl and I start talking to her. And, you know, we just kind of start talking. Her friends kind of did similar things. They were just going off trying to dance with people, and she was kind of just hanging out. And, you know, we kind of just start talking. And we're going to call this girl Emma. That's the name we're going to give her. So Emma and I are kind of just talking for a while, you know, relating to each other, talking about, like, this, that, and the other thing. Nothing that serious. Till eventually I'm kind of like, just, hey, like, do you want to go dance? She's like, yeah, sure, that sounds fun. So we do, and we go out, we just kind of dance for a bit, and just kind of have a good time. And guys, for one thing, I can't dance. It's just not something I can do. It's brutal, but I can. I don't even know if you could call it dancing, but we went out and tried to dance. And, you know, that went the way it did. But once we were done, you know, we were kind of just, like, laughing at how, like, goofy the whole thing was. And Emma looks at me. She's like, this was fun. Like, could I maybe get your number? And I'm like, yeah, sure. Because honestly, guys, she was a pretty cool girl. Like, at this point in time, I was like, yeah, no, you seem pretty cool. Like, sure. Like, I'd be open to talking to you more. So I give her my number, and we kind of like part ways for a bit. I meet up with my friend for a bit. We just kind of talk and hang out. And that's kind of that. Time goes by until a certain point, they'll eventually call like the last dance. I think like the dances ended at like 11 or something like that. And so they'd call the like, hey, like we're doing the last dance, and like basically try and get everyone like riled up and there for like this last dance. So as they're announcing like, hey, we're about to do like the last dance, my friend is like, oh, okay, like, dude, I'm going to go find someone to dance with. Like, I'll meet you outside after and we'll go home. I'm like, all right, dope, dude. And so I'm kind of thinking like, oh, like maybe Emma will show up and maybe she and I can do the last dance. But I don't end up seeing her. And right as it's starting, I get a text on my phone. And it's from a number that I don't recognize. And I see it says like, hey, like it's Emma. I'm like stuck in the bathroom. Can you come help me? And so I text her back and I'm like, what? Like you're stuck in the bathroom? She's like, yeah, like I got stuck in the bathroom. Like I really need some help. Can you come help me? And I'm like, okay, sure. Now I'm a little confused at this point. Like I don't really know how someone gets stuck in the bathroom. I thought she said like maybe she was just like locked inside. Maybe they locked the bathroom doors because everyone was leaving soon. So I go to try and help her, right? So I get up to the bathroom doors, like the men and women's washroom are in the same place. I get up to the doors, and I send her a text. I'm like, okay, I'm here. Like, what's going on? And right after I send that text message, the door to the women's washroom opens slightly. She grabs my hand, pulls me in, and she's like, okay, quickly now while they're doing the last dance. I'm just kind of thinking, like, what the fuck is going on? She pulls me into a stall and just, like, drops her fucking pants, dude. So I'm like whoa, like what's going on? And she's like, I don't know, like I kind of just like I thought we kind of had like a vibe. I thought like this is kind of where the night was going, and I'm just kind of like I don't know if I'm like comfortable with this right now. I mean, like shout out her, I guess, because as soon as I said that, she just like pulled her pants back up. She's like, oh, like I'm so sorry, like I'm sorry, I kind of like I read that wrong, like my bad. Like are you mad? Like are you mad at me? Please don't be mad at me. And I'm like, no, like I'm not like mad at you. It's just like kind of weird. I wasn't expecting that, and like it's just I don't know. I'm just not really like feeling that right now. So like I don't know. I'm just not feeling it. She's like, oh, like I'm so sorry. Like don't be mad at me. I'm like I'm not mad at you. Like don't feel bad. It's fine. I'm just like not right now. I'm not feeling like that. She's like, no. That's totally cool. And she's like, okay, like do you want to go catch the last dance? I'm like, sure, let's do that. So we do that. We run out and we actually do catch a little bit of the last dance. Once that wraps up, I say goodbye to Emma. She goes off with her friends. I meet up with my friend and we head home. And that's kind of the last of that, right? That's kind of just the last I think about it. It goes by, like about a week goes by and I don't hear from Emma until the next weekend. I get a text from her. And she's saying, like, hey, like, sorry things got super weird last time we hung out. I didn't mean for it to get that weird, but, like, do you want to maybe, like, hang out sometime? And she was like, are you free today, like, by any chance? Like, I'm free today. Like, do you want to do something? So I text her back. So I'm like, I'm not doing anything. I'm like, yeah, sure. Like, that sounds like fun. Like, let's hang out. Like, what do you want to do? And she was like, oh, like, do you want to go, like, play some laser tag or something? And, dude, fuck yeah. Like, I will fuck up laser tag at any opportunity. So that's what I tell her. I'm like, yeah, dude, that sounds awesome. Let's do that. And then she's like, okay, like, do you want to just, like, meet at the place? And I'm like, yeah, that sounds good. So we set the place, and I head over. So when I get there, she's already there. She probably got, like, dropped off by her parents or something like that. I ended up taking, like, public transit to get there, which, it's just kind of how it is sometimes. So, we kind of just hang out. We play a couple of the arcade games they have in the lobby until we get into our game. And this was a massive game, dude. Like, I think it was, like, a Saturday or something. So there was a lot of people there. It was really busy. So we just had this, like, massive game, right? It was going to be a ton of fun. There was so many people. And it was going to be great. So, before long, we get into the game. We're running into the maze, and it's just, I always love laser tag, dude. It's just fucking sick. Now, I've been to this specific place, like, numerous times, like, my friends and different groups of people. So I have, like, this one spot on the maze that's, like, my, like, hidey hole almost. It's, like, it's a good camping spot that, like, no one knows about. So I often go there. So I know, like, you're not really supposed to play on teams unless you're, like, designated to play on teams, which we weren't doing. It was kind of a free-for-all. But me and Emma decided that we were going to be on a team. So she comes with me to this little hidey hole, and we're kind of just like sitting in this corner, getting some cool snipes in. And the best part of this place is like no one knows where you are. Nobody can really tell where you're being shot from. It's dope. It's sick. So we're sitting there just having a good time. And I guess Emma decides this is the best time to make it weird, because she looks at me and she's like, "So do you think I was trying to have sex with you the other night?" And I'm just kind of like stunned. I'm like, "What?" And so she repeats the question, like she asked me again, and I'm kind of like kinda. And she's like, "Well, like kind of, but like not really." And I'm like, "Okay." And like I don't know what she means by this. And so she asked me, she's like, "Have you ever heard of soaking?" And unfortunately at this point, yes, I had, thanks to my friend, who I'm not going to say his name. I just about said his real name, but thanks to my friend. Fuck you, dude. You told me about that. Ruined my life. But I didn't tell her that. I kind of just said like, no, because I didn't really want to seem like I knew that, because if you know what that is, you probably know why. So she proceeds to tell me what that is. And for those of you who don't know, soaking is effectively like loophole intimacy, I guess. It's like a big thing against like Mormon college students, pretty much. It's like having sex with someone but not actually having sex with someone. You know, it's like, I mean, it is. It's not a loophole at all. It's like you do the thing, you just like don't move or thrust or anything. You just kind of like sit in there. And I think like in some occasions, like if you're doing it on a bed, you'll like get a friend to like jump on the bed or something. So like you're not moving, and it's just weird. So she goes ahead and she explains this entire spiel to me, and I'm kind of like, oh, okay. And I don't really know how to respond to this. I'm trying to play laser tag. Like I'm in the zone here. I'm trying to hit some no scopes. I'm trying to win. Like, what is this? Soaking is temporary. Laser tag is forever. Like I don't really say a whole lot. I'm kind of just like, oh, like, okay. And she's like, yeah. And this is where things get weird, or I guess weirder. She like quickly, like she's wearing like these sweatpants. She quickly throws off her sweatpants, throws off her underwear, puts her sweatpants back on, and then looks at me and says, "So whenever you're ready," and shoves her underwear in my hoodie pocket. So like I've established, I'm awkward as fuck, and I didn't know what to do in this situation, so I'm just kind of like, noted. And you know what? She took that as an answer. So she after that, she's like, all right, cool. Now, like let's continue playing laser tag. Let's get this. Let's win this. And you know what? We did. We won. No woman was going to distract me from winning that, because I carried the team. I won. I won that laser tag game, and I'm so proud of myself for it. And yeah, that was kind of that. I think we played one, maybe two more games after that. Nothing that crazy happened. We kind of just like didn't talk about it and just played laser tag, and it was pretty dope. And yeah, Emma and I never really like dated or had like a close relationship. Like we would never like put a label on anything. I wouldn't even think there was anything to put a label on. We were kind of just like friends, and we wouldn't even really hang out that much. We were more like acquaintances, but like we considered each other friends for a bit. We kind of like stopped being friends for a specific reason, and damn, that's a good story actually. So if you guys like this video, let me know, and I will tell soon the tale of why me and Emma aren't friends anymore. But yeah, guys, that pretty much does it for this story time. I hope you enjoyed it. Ended up being way longer than I thought it was going to be. I was just trying to record a quick one, but that's okay. I know you guys like longer content. At least you've seemed to. So yeah, leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new. You all know the drill at this point. At least I hope you do. I'm so bad at doing my outro now because I don't do it as much, but that's okay. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you all in the next one. I love you all. I'll see you later.